This morning, the owner of a now closed cigar bar in Fargo is facing federal charges, accused of leading a drug trafficking ring, bringing cocaine into the Fargo area.
Barrett Proddy faces multiple drug-related charges. According to an affidavit, two confidential sources of law enforcement admitted to buying tens of thousands of dollars in cocaine over about 3 years and later helped him transport the drugs.
One of those informants was arrested during a traffic stop. It happened last June in Illinois, while authorities were saying they were trying to bring a kilogram of cocaine from Florida up into Fargo. Proddy once owned JT Cigaro's cigar bar that closed back in 2015.